This video is the third in the Quick Start series of lessons. We recommend that you take the lessons, Part 1, User Interface and Basic Renga Principles, and Part 2, Accurate Construction and Snaps, first. In the third part we will study selecting objects, hide and isolate commands, handles, actions with model objects. We will continue use the 3D model of the cottage from the first two parts. There are several ways to select objects in Renga. To select one object, at first, click the Select tool on the Tools panel, and then fix the object by left-clicking the mouse. To select a few objects, select the Select tool, and select the objects one by one holding Control button. To select objects that are on the view of the work plane you should select the Select tool. Then holding down the left mouse button, select a few objects. Pay your attention. If you move the mouse cursor from left to right, the objects should be completely in the frame. If you move the mouse cursor from right to left, may get part of the objects into the frame. Finally, release the button. The objects are selected. To select all objects including closed by other objects, select the Select tool. Press and hold the Shift button. Press and hold the left button of the mouse to select objects by marquee. If you move the mouse cursor from left to right, the objects should be completely in the frame. The front wall of the fence was not completely within the frame and it is not selected. If you move the mouse cursor from right to left, may get part of the objects into the frame. Now the front wall of the fence is selected. To complete the action, release the button. The objects have been selected. You can also select objects using the context menu. For that, select any object. For example, a window. Right-click to open the context menu and go to the Select section. There are three options. If you choose Similar on the level, all windows of this type on the first floor will also be selected. If you choose Similar in Project, all windows of this type on the first and the second floors will be selected. Finally, if you choose with Same Mark, all windows with the same mark will be selected. We see that one window is not selected. Let's check. This window has mark type 4. Other windows of this type have mark type 5. Everything is correct. Using the context menu, you can also manage the objects, hide, or isolate them. To return all model objects to the screen, you need to choose option, Show All. Additionally, by right-clicking, it is possible to select all objects in the model. It is very convenient to use the tool filters to select, hide or isolate model objects. Renga filters allow to select only those model objects that match to the specified criteria. For example, all the walls that belong to the fence. We can choose these walls, hide, or isolate them. We will go into detail about the filters tool in the following lessons. For the convenience of further work, we isolate the first floor. The handles of the vertices and handles in the middle of the segments appear when you select Renga objects. Handles are intended for objects management. When selecting objects, you can do the following actions. Create copy, direct array, circular array, offset array, mirror, rotate, move. Object snaps and tracking snaps allow to accurately construct objects in the model. For example, at a distance of 5,000 mm from the corner of the fence. The next action is Trim or Extend. To trim or extend objects, select Objects. On the Actions panel, click Trim or Extend. Objects appear in the phantom view. Specify the baseline or edge of another object. Left-click to fix the objects. One more action is Trim or Extend to Corner. To trim or extend two straight objects to form a corner, follow these steps. Select one of the objects. On the Actions panel, click Trim or Extend to Corner. Specify the start or end of another object that will form the corner. Objects appear in the phantom view. Left-click to fix the objects. Using handles, objects can be moved or copied within one level only. To move an object to another level, use the level parameter of the selected object. In order to copy objects between levels, use Copy to the clipboard. Furthermore, in Renga you can flip objects. In order to flip object, select an object. Right-click to open the context menu. Click the Flip option. You may find all types of objects that can be flipped in the Help section, subsection Flipping Objects. To delete an object or a group of objects, select one or a few objects. Press Delete button or right-click an object and select Delete on the context menu. This is the end of the third part of the lesson Quick Start. To learn more, watch the video Quick Start. Part 4, Project Explorer.